Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Behind me, 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan. We're going to be replacing the inner and outer tie rods. Let's get started. First thing we want to do is jack the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, we'll pull our tire off. You can see this one got in a little accident and it bent our tie rod. To get better access, we'll turn our wheel all the way to one side and we'll start by pulling off our jam nut. This is a 7/8. Crack it loose. There we go. Our tie rod stud nut is an 18mm. Because we're replacing it, we can go ahead and just hit right on the stud. Well, that was easy. Now we'll undo our tie rod. It's a little stuck. They give you a spot right here for a 14mm wrench. We'll just take another wrench, put it right here on the stud, turn it. Oh man. Let me back you up just a little. Wow, that is really stuck. Because we're replacing the inner tie rod anyway, let's just go ahead and cut it off. And that's how you remove the outer tie rod. Hopefully yours comes off a lot easier. Now let's tackle the inner tie rod. We'll take off this boot, just this little clip right here. Let me zoom you in and we'll get that rear clip off. Right there on the side, you see that little nub? You want to take a long pry bar or a screwdriver and knock on that nub, and that'll separate our rear clamp. Right on that nub, we'll give it a tap. Let's see if that did it. Yep, there it is. So this is a one-time use. When we reinstall the boot, we'll use a hefty zip tie. Now the boot should be able to slide right off. There. With that boot off, we'll put our tool right here on the inner tie rod stud. I have this universal tool. It's been working really good for me. We'll put this on like this, tighten it up. We'll snug these down. With a long extension and a breaker bar, we'll put it on the tool. Let me back you up. You kind of see everything that's happening. Let's see if we can break it loose. Ah, yeah, nice. That was it. Easy peasy. Zoom you back in. Just keep spinning this out. Now our new tie rod, we'll just slide it in. With the tie rod tool reinstalled, we're gonna go ahead and torque this to 65 foot-pounds. All right, take the tool out, take this nut off, reinstall our boot. We'll do this outer one first. Now we'll go inside, turn the wheel all the way the other direction. That'll suck in our tie rod. It'll be easier to install the inner portion of the boot. Cool, this brand gave us a new zip tie for the inside. So what we'll do is just start it, get a few clicks, slide it on. My head's gonna be in your way, but all we wanna do is put that boot in place over the steering rack. All right, got it. That might be the hardest part of the whole job. I'm gonna take a pair of side cutters and just cut off the excess. Sweet, now we have our nut here. We're gonna have to estimate how far our new outer tie rod goes. Usually, you count how many full revolutions the outer tie rod took to come off, and that's how many you screw it back on. But because we had to cut ours off, we're gonna use a little different method. We're gonna take the old one and just measure the threads to the front of our jam nut, and that's just about 1.25 inches, roughly, 1.125 inches, 1.25 inches. So that's how we're gonna measure from the back of these, about 1 1/8 inches, 1.25 inches to the front of our nut. It's going to the alignment shop anyway. At least this way they might not have to adjust it too much. Something like that. Okay, screw this on. Okay, something like that. We'll take this nut off, take our protector off. Now before we put this in, what we'll actually do, because this has a grease fitting, we'll go ahead and install our Zerk. Snug it down, doesn't have to be too tight. We don't want to strip it, just snug. Then it'll be easier to grease it now in the up position. There we go, give it a few pumps. Wipe that off. There, now let's install it. There we go, let me move you a little. Throw on our new nut. Snug it down. This is torqued to 55 foot-pounds. If your stud is just spinning when you're putting a new lock nut on, they give you a place right here for a wrench to hold it. Then you can use another wrench to tighten up that nut. That's it. Let's do our jam nut. Just good and snug. The alignment shop's gonna have to break it back loose anyway to do the alignment. And then we'll straighten out our tie rod. There we go. And that's it. Good job. All right, there you go. That's how you can replace inner and outer tie rods on your Dodge Grand Caravan. All in all, not too bad. Next thing you want to do is take it straight down to the alignment shop. And on your way, just be careful. The steering might feel a little funny and you might not be used to it. But once they do the alignment, things will be back to normal. All right, I'll have links in the description for all the parts and tools used. If you have any questions, comment, post down below. See you on the next one.